recording on. Good morning, welcome. I'm Dr. Dave Nelson, and our regular Saturday morning call. Welcome, I'm glad you could join us. We have a special lineup today. Our first guest, if you haven't heard him, is the formulator of many of our products, and Kevin Thomas. I'm glad to have him on board, and we're going to be talking about more today and wherever else he would like to touch on, but the topic was more. There's been a lot of questions on this dynamic product that we have that is so phenomenal in what it can do. And so without further ado, Kevin Thomas, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you, Dave. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yes.
All right, great. Hey, everybody, thank you for your Saturday, and it's an honor to be a part of the call and a part of Valentis. This is always an explosion, always something new. So I'm pretty excited. We're sitting today in the new manufacturing facility down here in Southwest Florida that Valentis was a major contributor to. Dave's been down here, gave me some advice on a few things, and this place is up and running and state-of-the-art. And as soon as we get past some of this COVID, very soon, we'd really like to extend the invitation to everybody, not just leaders, but all distributors and partners and even consumers alike, to come down here and see it firsthand, what it looks like and how these products are made. You leave with a sense of confidence and of emotional security and pride that your products are being made in a quality environment under quality protocols. You know, that people worry about, well, what about mold and yeast and contaminants and, you know, where do ingredients come from and all that? And so seeing it firsthand, we're making some videos. Dave sent a big videography crew down here last week. We're going to try and answer all those questions. And I'm not just, you know, trying to be braggart, although it's easy for me. We really do have a state-of-the-art facility, and a lot of people use those words. But that's why we want to put it in video and bring it to your front door, because, you know, picture's worth 1,000 words. We've spent tens of millions of dollars making this place better than any other place in America. I've been doing it 40 years, so my ego and my pride is kind of set up in this facility. And this tool, this toolbox, this toy, I call it my toy, right? It gives us the opportunity to make just about any product we can possibly conceive. So this is the University of Opportunity, and we are the partners with Valentis to bring that opportunity to everybody, and it's really an exciting time. So I really appreciate you, Doc, and Dave, and everybody else for letting me be a part of it. Okay, let's talk about the MORE product. M-O-R-E, mineralization, oxygenation, rejuvenation, and electrolytes. So that's the acronym for MORE, but we do need more of those. So we decided, isn't that the most appropriate name? To get more of the essential compounds that we need, essential in minerals. This means life does not exist without essential nutrients being delivered to the human body. Without essential nutrients, the body can't manufacture the missing content, and we result in deficiencies that turn into disease, and disease turns into premature aging, death. And so nutritionally, when you can fill the void of the nutrients that are deficient, and why are we deficient in the nutrients in MORE? Mineralization and oxygenation are the first two things. We're deficient in the minerals. We're just not eating enough of the skin on beets and potatoes and carrots, and we're not getting enough kale and broccoli and all of those green leafy foods that are a biomagnet for minerals out of the soil, and that minerals that sit and reside on the skins of vegetative plants. And these vegetative plants chelate, break down, turn into a bioavailable nutrient, minerals. Chelation means I can grab a piece of dirt and stick it in my mouth. I'm not getting minerals that are nutritive. I'm getting minerals that are just going to go through my system like a big rock. Nutritive minerals are chelated, or compounds that are broke down to small, bioavailable, bioactive compounds, and that also have an energy platform attached to them. So when you eat broccoli, and broccoli contains calcium and different minerals, that calcium and minerals, those minerals have been chelated by that plant and increase the bioavailability of that mineral because it's in a food form that the body can recognize and the body can use. So we've all heard of calcium. That's like a macro mineral, large particle. You know, there's 72 small minerals, small particles. They call them trace minerals. They exist in nature in trace amounts. They're required within the human body in trace amounts. I just need a little bit. You know, if you look at these little sparks you see on TV, they drag the blade across the spark onto kindling, and that little tiny spark turns that whole little bonfire ablaze, and then it keeps the energy compounds, and it keeps going and going, and I have this beautiful bonfire from that one trace spark, from that one little starting event. That's what trace minerals do. It's that spark. It's that starting event. It's the bioactivator that turns on. The trace minerals turn on the macro minerals. The macro minerals turn on the enzymes. The enzymes turn on the protein. It's this whole metabolic cycle of events that promotes longevity and wellness and health and rejuvenation, but it starts in the soil, just like plants are planted in the soil and they grow into a vibrant opportunity. The soil of our blood, the soil of the essence of who we are, is where the minerals are, is where the energy are, is the electrons, neutrons, protons, the ionic exchange of energy can only happen in those minerals. Some of those minerals, like you're familiar with copper, zinc, manganese, iron, and even lead and mercury, all of these are metalloproteins, metal minerals. These metal minerals have the capacity to carry an ionic charge, electrical charge. We have electricity in our body, very low voltages. That electrical charge is part of the battery, that little ever-ready battery that keeps the energy cycle active in the trace minerals. So now we understand the basic outline of the essential requirement for minerals and trace mineral nutrients as the spark, as the first Lego, the first domino in the acceleration of energy and utilization at the cellular level. Where are we going to get them from? Well, we want to get a chelated form, something that's bioavailable, something that's been broken down by plants. And humic and fulvic acids are plant-derived. Humic shale and fulvic shale, if you ever want to look that up, just like you've heard the words shale oil, you know, over the last couple million years, this planet's evolution has had a bunch of plants, and then a bunch of volcanoes went off, and those volcanoes landed the dust all over the plants and stopped photosynthesis, and the dirt and the plant all died. And years and years and years of this happening, a couple million years, we dig into the soil and we see these veins in the soil, these titanic plates, these changeable plates, these time plates in the soil. You've seen the lines in the soil. Then you can get to the humic and fulvic minerals where the volcanic ash has landed on the botanical species of that era, and the plant enzymatic reaction and the volcanic ash and light dust reaction work together under compression over millions of years to digest, chelate, and break down all of those minerals and plant matter into a plant matter mineral that's been digested and composted in the soil for millions of years. That means the body can use it, and it's not just a hunk of metal or a hunk of dirt. It's a bioactive mineral, has electrolyte functioning and charge. It's going to give us a hydration tool because it's going to make water want to attach to the cells. It's going to make minerals want to work with each other and activate. And it's going to give us an inventory, a variety of these trace minerals, over 72 of them, in trace amounts. And you can see it in the black when you put it in the water. So that's going to load our body up with the minerals that we are missing. And then we're going to add activated charcoal. Now, we're not talking about Kingston briquettes at Walmart. The charcoal we get is from a coconut. We take the coconut shells and ash the coconut shells because it is an organic matter, and we get a very pure, very clean charcoal, and it's micronized. And if you've ever been to the hospital in the emergency rooms, if somebody comes with a drug overdose, a chemical overdose, a toxicity in the blood, the first thing the hospital is going to do is get activated charcoal. Activated. It's small, it's ionic, it's charged, has a magnetic influence, and they're going to dose that patient with injectable and sometimes oral, depending on if it's a stomach toxicity, if it's a blood toxicity. They're going to do that to cleanse all that the drug or invading toxin out of the body. So it's a great detoxifier. That's why we call this product More Detox. It gives us the mineralization, oxygenation, which provides rejuvenation, right, and electrolytes, but it also helps to detoxify. Excuse me. So I'm going to talk in a minute why we don't take this forever and how to use it, but I want to talk about the last key ingredients, carbon-60. It's an antioxidant mineral. Since we have a complex mineral product, and some people have humic acid in the market, some people have fulvic. Is it plant-derived? Ours are. Some people have some people have charcoal. Is it coconut or plant-derived? Ours are. No one has the carbon-60 mineral. Very expensive, very difficult to get. You can look up C60 on the internet. I could spend an hour on the phone. You can tell I'm a blabbermouth right now. You can tell. But I'm going to make it really simple. This is a 60-sided mineral molecule that has 60 receptor sites that's designed to pick up toxins, designed to pick up a lot of negative influences that happens, and it's an electrically balanced ionic mineral that's friendly to the human body, and it exits the human body. It was discovered only in the late 80s. It's called a Buckminster ball is another way, because some of the people who studied it, one of the guys' name was Buckminster. And so this ball was responsible for tracking and removing radiation from the human body, and so they figured they would start to make it synthetically. We do not use a synthetic source. We use a natural organic source from a shale mineral. But when they did the studies on it, the government said, well, you have to do studies if you're going to use this for radiation to help track where the radiation goes and help track where the radiation gets out of the body. They did a rat test, an LD50, a lethal dose to kill 50% of the rats, right? The problem is none of the rats died. And not only did not the rats die, the rats didn't die. They lived twice as long on the carbon-60 molecule. And when they died, they didn't die of the age-associated disease that those rats are genetically susceptible to die with. We cannot walk around and say that there's cancer cures and all of that. And we can't make disease and structure and function claims because direct studies on this product have not been made. All statements made here today have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, and this product and all of our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, mitigate disease. Please contact your physician. Now, it sounds like I'm reading that. I just know it. Like the girl in the airplane, right? Sit down, put your seatbelt on. So, you guys, this is, we aren't a pharmaceutical company curing disease. But if we agree with Hippocrates that doctors of the future will cure the human body's condition through nutrition, then you're on the right path because that's what we're doing. This More product provides you with the minerals, the tools, and the energy for the cellular treatment of detoxification and a clean, healthy body. Once you get a body healthy and clean, the body stays healthy and clean, and you can maintain that. Do you take this forever? No. You take More Detox for about 90 days, and then you should really take a break, 30 to 60 days. If you want to use it once in a while at a half dose on your time off for just a little bonus, that's fine. Why? When you over-mineralize, when you over-detox, when you over-cleanse, you start to take out what is there. Let's talk about it real quick. If I took a pressure washer on the paint of my house and I rinse back and forth, I'm going to get all the dirt off the house. But if I just stand there For 25 minutes with the pressure washer, pounding the hell out of my house, all the paint's going to come off. I'm going to start to do damage because I've done too much work and too much concentration of power and energy on a single location. Detoxification, these minerals don't know that they're taking out good guys, bad guys, and different guys. They're on a mission to collect, to flocculate, to put into a flock, like a flock of seagulls, all of the non-chelated compounds, the microfragmented compounds, the 800 pharmaceutical products that are in our potable drinking water in such a minute amount that we can hardly identify them, but they are identified by science, and they do exist, and we get them. So we want to get these contaminants as they accumulate out of our body. But we don't want to stay on a long-term mega detox program. So try it for 90 days, and then you can chill and go back to life. All right? So that's pretty much the whole program on the more detox. I know there's going to be more questions off of it, but Dave, if you got anything you want to comment on?
Well, yeah, I mean, you mentioned something, Kevin. Give the body what it needs and let the body do its work that it's been designed to do. And this product more, I mean, we have some phenomenal products with Valentis, but this product I want to shout from the mountaintop because one of the most important things that we have and don't have, we need minerals, but most people walk around do not have enough minerals and electrolytes to keep themselves healthy. And thank you, Kevin, for formulating this phenomenal product that everyone needs.
It's really unique. It could be its own mission drive, its own MLM company. But, you know, since Valentis is building the holy grail of products for wellness, it belongs in Valentis. And it's part of our total mission. And I know I'm sounding like a salesman, but the things that we have now and the things that we're doing in the next 9 months, I wish I could spill the guts. This company's unbelievable. Nobody is going to have access to the things that we are doing, starting with more. There's about 12 products that you have now. Go find Emulin. Go find something that and a person like Joe Aarons and some of the other things that's happening in this company. I'm really blessed to be a part of this. And I've got 3 things that Dave and I are working on that are going to blow your mind this summer. If more doesn't do it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, I love it. We talked about, you mentioned the source of, there was a question that came up, a source of the humic and fulvic acids. Are you at privilege to give us that information, the source of this?
Okay, so we actually have a Wisconsin mine. It's here, of course, in the United States. Yep. And there is this mine this mine does not mine for the purposes of charcoal oil, gases, and all that, right? This is a mineral mine that's designed for chemical minerals because there's so many different layers that they've dug up in a couple of areas that when you get this biodiversity of soil, these little layers, and some of them are only an inch thick. Why? You dig down, you see a little 1-inch line, and some of them are these, like 2-foot lines. So there's ways to harvest that, and it's pretty cool. I've seen them do it. They've got these vacuums and these guys in dust suits, and they dig deep. They send the guys down with lights, and they harvest these lines. And the reason you want to harvest the lines is because yes, you do want particular humic acid content, fulvic acid content, shale mineral content, but I don't want to get limestone, and I don't want to get peat moss, and I don't want to get some of the other calcites. And so there's selective mining in that because there's a lot more money in selective mining. So you got gross mining, selective mining, and jewel mining. And so the deeper you get in your mining technologies, the more money you're going to make. Now, selective mining and jewel mining are back-to-back because they know that there's certain veins that are going to create diamonds. And so that's why they're doing the certain veins that are going to create high minerals, golds and silvers, aluminums, those kind of things. So this company segregates it. We get a very clean compound. Then we run it through an entire fracking process that's unique to us, that we're patent pending on. Once we get the minerals that have come out, have been cleansed by them, they do a nice boiling water rinse. We then do a fracking, and fracking is to freeze. We take it at 360 degrees below Fahrenheit and then put it at 212 degrees above Fahrenheit. That 500 degree swing on minerals and dirts cracks them, breaks them. We do the same thing on zeolites. We do the same thing on all mineralite activities. Then we run it through a magnetic charge to polarize after you get this fracking. Then we run that through a very light, low temperature, high term drying chamber because we're using liquid nitrogen to do the fracking. So it's a pretty neat thing. That invention came from the Bible. How they used to break plates off the walls in the Bible is they take and said, put a fire up against the wall, and then they throw a bucket of cold water on that stone, and that stone would break, and that's how they would dig holes in the marble walls way back before the invention of all this machinery. Then they set the fire up, put it up against the wall again, wait 2 hours, let it get hot as hell, and then throw a bucket of water on there and crack it, frack and crack it all. So we do exactly that same thing, but backwards. We freeze it first and then superheat it. So it's pretty neat that we're using age-old secrets. But no, I can't believe nobody has ever done a patent for it. But when I do patents, I don't do patents to protect and to hold. I do patents to then give away the information, and I think everybody should have access to that information and technology when things are invented. So does that answer your question? Sorry about the answer.
No, that was great. That was wonderful. Are there any, do you have time for any questions?
Sure, I'm not doing anything else. I got COVID issues.
I'm going to open the lines up. Just unmute yourself, and if there's any questions for Kevin.
They're all asleep.
They are.
No, she's muted.
Open a second.
Excuse me, you mentioned lights. I wondered if there was some in the product.
So there are not structured clinoptillites in this product, but the carbons, carbon 60 and the charcoal carbons, have a very similar effect to a fragmented activated zeolite. A fragmented activated zeolite is cage deficient, but it still has an ionic charge. That ionic charge creates the magnetic bond that creates the flocculation, the assemblance of many ions for the elimination. So it behaves like a zeolite, but it is not technically a clinoptillite, or it is in the zeolite family, but it's not a clinoptillite to compare apples to apples to form a product that we all know about.
Okay, thank you.
Very good.
I've got a question. What's the optimum time of the day to take it, and would you divide it into half dose twice a day at all?
Good question. So the best time for minerals of any form to work in the human body is in the evening. Why? The warehouse of minerals, the factory that uses minerals more than anything, are the organs of the body. The 13 macro organ systems within the human body are completely awake and in full shift when the body is in REM. When you take the minerals at night, those energy, the energy, everything that we just discussed today, all of that active platform is utilized when the organs are in full production. So you're taking it at night gives the organs the inventory, the energy, and the tools they need for optimum functioning, optimum detox, optimum cleanse, optimum rest. And would I take it in a divided dose? It doesn't hurt to keep it throughout. You want to take a half a dose and let it work through the day and the other half and do it at night. You could do that. The body is going to, it's kind of like soap. If you're going to wash your blood on a daily basis, just wash your blood, and then all the rest of the drinks that you have is going to be the rinse. I don't think it hurts or helps to divide. I just take it in the night, and I'm talking about, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, that kind of thing.
Would you take it away from food generally or with food or?
I would probably say give yourself a good 45 minute to hour break away from food, because food has the ability with fats and fibers to create a mass, a biomass, that a lot of the minerals can get trapped in that bile and passed out in the stool and not utilized. So if you want cellular and systemic absorption, being away from the food cycle within an hour would be nice.
Great point. Thank you.
Very good. Any other questions?
Stand up. Hey, Dave.
I have a question.
Yes.
You mentioned not to take it forever. So you're saying take a break from it. How often should we take a break, and for how long before you go back on it again?
We should really do between 2 and 4 detox cycles a year. The first time you do it, you got to pick yourself, 60 to 90 days. I wouldn't go over 90 days. And you don't want to you just need 1 glass a day. Americans were trained that more is better.
That's right.
And isn't that great? The name of our product is more. And more is better than anything else that's out there. But taking more is not better.
So it's 2 squirts, right?
It's actually, 2 dropperfuls. The problem, I put a picture on the side of the bottle because the dropper doesn't ever get full. So about a half to 3/4 of a dropper is 1 ml. So a serving is 2 mLs. You can look at the dropper on the side, but it's a full squirter. Do not put it directly in your mouth. It's designed to mix with water. You want to add, so H2O, right? You want to activate the hydrogen. All of these minerals and these ions are going to bond to hydrogen, which exists in water. When you expand its bond to hydrogen, and preferably 8 ounces is the minimum. I like to go 12. My 16-ounce, 16.9 ounce Zephyr Hills water. Zephyr Hills is the best water. I've tested them all. It's a South Florida water. But anyway, I put in 16 ounces of water because the hydrogen bond creates hydrogen absorption and hydrogen utilization. pH in the body means potential hydrogen. If I can potentiate the hydrogen in my body, I can create systemic alkalinity as the body needs, when the body needs. We can't force our body into an alkaline state. We can only provide it the tools to stay in the self-adjusted 7.34, 7.4, a slightly alkaline state. All these people that are drinking alkaline water and doing that, it's a mistake. You cannot force your body into it, right? You give the body alkaline-forming foods, green foods, whole fruits, or minerals. But when you activate the hydrogen within water, which is what electrolytes are supposed to do as well, they activate the hydrogen. So this kind of like turns all of the hydrogen molecules that you have in your body into electrolyte molecules, electrically active, and it helps regulate pH. Sorry, I'm over answering your question, but sorry.
That's all right. Hey, Kevin, we know that the more toxic the body is, the more acidic it is. And what we take from more is going to be helping to detox and cleanse the system to move that body into more of the alkaline condition that it originally should be without the toxic.
Correct. That's correct.
Any other questions?
To do with minerals again, if I may go back to that, you alluded to the fact that too many minerals may be harmful. Can you elaborate on that a bit, or did I take that up wrong?
Okay, so too many minerals may be harmful, especially when you're doing if you overtake minerals, if you overtake vitamins, if you overtake certain nutrients, the body has a regulation system. So I'm going to try and make this short. What becomes a minor deficiency, what starts off as a minor deficiency, becomes a major deficiency when you oversupplement. So let's say if you have a scale of 1 to 10, and whether it's a vitamin or a mineral, and my body's supposed to be at about 5. I got a scale of 1 to 10. My body's supposed to be at 5. Call it 5 parts per million of this compound. Pick a mineral. And then as my body goes down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's a deficiency. My body starts to look for that missing nutrient. It will help me crave those nutrients. It will help me crave foods to help get my body to focus on those missing nutrients. The metabolic structure will help to try and manufacture and steal those missing nutrients, vitamins or minerals, when it becomes low. And then also, when we supplement, that's why the word 1 a day came to existence, when we supplement and we give too much. So I'm supposed to be at 5 on a scale of 1 to 10, and I went low, and now I supplement, and I give it too much, and my body's at 9, 10, 11. The body will also react and say, everybody out of the pool. This is way too much. Whether it's vitamin D, A, K, zinc, thiamine, it doesn't matter what the nutrient is. And the body will eliminate all of it. And the body doesn't know when to stop until it gets a second reaction. So now instead of being you're at 5, 4, 3, then you got it up to 11. Now your body gets rid of it, and your body gets rid of it all the way down to 2. So you were already at 3 and 4 before you started this, and after you overtook it, your body eliminated all of it. All right, and so that biobalance is how the metabolism works to keep us in balance. So when you overtake anything by volume, too much of it per day, that's what happens. When you overexpose yourself to much of a bad thing over long terms, that's when long-term elimination or storage happens. Long-term exposure to leads and mercuries and permanent molecules like carbon-8, things like that they make Teflon out of, those things keep accumulating in the body, and we have to get rid of them. So when we take a detox product like this, not only does it get rid of what we over-inventoried, it gets rid of our common inventory too, because it is designed to start cleansing and taking out all of the positive and negative influencing minerals, ions, drugs, pharmaceuticals, toxic chemicals, heavy metals, and all the good ones. So you can't keep cleaning the floor to the point where you remove all the paint. Does any of that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Kevin, I have a question. How do we know if we need to half detox in between the 90 days? How do we know if that's happening or not in our body?
If you need to go back and start taking it for another week?
Yeah, like you said, we could do a half dose in between if we felt.
Yeah. So your body will give you signs.
Okay.
And maybe we should write these down, put them on the website. Are your fingernails or toenails cracking? That's a mineral deficiency. Are your eyes, the whites of your eyes, getting vascular, getting foggy? Mineral imbalance. Do you have tinnitus, ringing in the ears? Mineral deficiency, mineral imbalance. Sorry, these are all disease state, structure, and function claims. We're not diagnosing. We're assuming if you have these, you might want to consult your physician, and you might ask him if you can do these things that we just said. You got to walk a fine line. If you feel tired, if you're not getting proper rest, if you have an energy deficiency and you just can't get the energy that you used to have, your body is still in a toxic state. If your urine or stool is aggressively odorous, if you have a halitosis in the mouth, in the breath, if you have staining and conditions on your teeth that you can't get ahead of, all of these things are signs that the body gives us that we're not in balance and we're toxic.
Great, thank you.
Kevin, you also mentioned on the label, it's mentioned on the label about refrigeration after opening. Could you comment on this?
Yeah, after you open it, you got to refrigerate it. Here's what happens. When you have a 30 serving, maybe 60 servings, depending on how you use it, and you're going in and out and in and out, we have not done this preservative overload in this product because it in itself is self-preserving. But when people are opening it, closing it, and putting it in the kitchen. I hope nobody's putting it in their mouth and nobody's putting the dropper in their mouth. According to federal regulations, a multi-serve packaging product must state that it needs to be refrigerated after it's open. It's a compliance statement.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions?
No question, Kevin, but I'd like to just personally thank you for taking the time out of your busy day for coming on board and sharing this with our group. This will help so many people, and we'll make sure that we get this out to the thousands of members of our team that weren't able to join us this morning. It was just tremendous, and again, thank you very much.
Hey, thank all you guys. I love the whole crew. I'm blessed and honored to be a part of it. Dave's my best friend.
It's
Awesome.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
great.
Thank you.
Dave Jordan, Dave and Joyce, I want to thank you. Dave, are you still on?
Yes, I am. And Kevin, thank you for the kind remarks. And, you're a brother too, my man. And we have built a great friendship with this great company. So awesome.
Dave, I want to thank you and Joyce for putting together this vision, this team of bringing phenomenal products to change people's lives, both health-wise and financial-wise, to the marketplace. And I just want to thank you publicly for what you have done and are doing and continue to do with your vision.
Thanks, buddy. And I want to say to Kevin, because I listened to this call, I nicknamed Kevin Willy Wonka because in the movie Willy Wonka, he stood alone and he was the guy everybody wanted to sneak and try to take his products. And Kevin's just an amazing formulator. And to hook him up with Dr. Joe and the other people that he works with, guys, I'm telling you, get a time when all this crap's behind us, we're going to go down and we're going to have rewards trips going to this facility because, like I said, Kevin's Willy Wonka. He knows how to make the sun rise, and believe me, he's the candy man. He's going to be coming out with some brilliant products. Kevin, thank you for taking the time with Dr. Nelson for this. It's an amazing call. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you all. Thanks, Dr. Nelson.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
You got it, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This was great. The call went very well. We're close to the end here. Any other comments, questions?
No, just a great call, and thanks for coordinating this, Dave. It was awesome.
You're welcome. We have a couple testimonials here. Wayne and Sandy, you had some great comments. You've been using more. Could you give us a short testimonial?
Yes, and I'll let Sandy go first. I did want to comment on Dory's crew that was helping him on his chair there for most of the time.
So I'm going to say I started taking more about a month ago, I think, maybe a little over a month. So I was really happy to hear about the 90 days today. When I took more, it was the most amazing reaction for me. I felt like and I wish Kevin was on, he could tell me if I was imagining or not, but truly the next day, I felt incredibly energized. I'm taking Imulin too. So I know they're working together, but with the more, when I was laying in bed at night, and we take it at night, like you said, I actually felt my body, it felt like my body was healing. I don't know how else to explain that. It was like, it was coming alive, and I could feel it from the bottom of my feet to the top of my head. So when I asked him about when do we know we need to take it, everything that he listed, I have. So my body was extremely toxic. Well, not quite everything, two things, but almost everything. So I could just feel this healing going on, and it was just like coming alive. So I got up the next morning and I felt alive. And the more I take it, the better I'm feeling. I went out, and I think I told this before, I'm doing physical work that I just didn't do before because I was so tired and exhausted.
Great.
But I just feel like 100% better. And I was almost disappointed to hear I can't keep taking it. So, but when he explained it, it makes sense. So I will do exactly as he said.
Exactly.
I'm feeling great. So anyway, that's
Wayne?
my testimony.
Kind of the same as Sandy, that after we got instructions from you as far as taking it at night, it worked much better. I took it a couple of days and didn't really notice anything. Started taking it at night, and about the third day, first of all, I hadn't felt like exercising in months, and I'm walking every day or doing something, and a lot more energetic, a much better focus, and sleeping better. And that's the only difference in what I'm doing. So
That's great.
yeah, I appreciate the product and the company.
Hey, Dave, what was the water that he talked about that he's using?
We can find out. It's the water out of Florida.
It's out of Florida?
Yes.
Diaper.
Yes. Any other questions, comments, testimonials?
Well, I can tell you that more has helped my aging body tremendously. In the last 3 weeks, I tore down a old wood deck, 24-foot square, loaded it in the backyard, then got the dumpster, reloaded it in the dumpster, and we walked 6 miles a day in the heat. And I'll tell you, we slept like babies. We hurt when we went to bed and woke up feeling amazing.
Yes.
And all I can say, Emulin, Max Spray, and the more have just done wonders.
Wonderful. Yep. The power of 3, power of 4. Anyone else? Any last comments? Well, thank you. We'll get the recording out so everyone can listen to this. It's a phenomenal.
Yeah, we need to listen to it again.
Yes, we have to. Yes. But we'll have another power-packed call next week. I got some exciting things we're going to be planning. And thank you for joining. And we'll get the recording out as soon as possible here. But thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Great weekend, everyone.